Thadeus sat on his favorite lily pad as the sun began to chase the stars from the sky. It had been the most perfect night. The fireflies had been particularly luminous, and the choir of the pond had been in fine voice. He had recently made a friend in the form of a newly awakened dragonfly named Lumina. Thadeus decided it was a good time to share his story with his new friend. So they relaxed on some lily pads and Thadeus began. Long ago Thadeus croaked in his deep voice. I was nothing but a speck which hatched into a tadpole. A wriggling little creature with a tail and gills. I was still getting used to my world, let alone pondering about what may be above. Then something miraculous happened. My back legs sprouted and my front legs followed not long after. A gift from Mother Nature. All of a sudden the pond seemed not enough and the mystery of above called so strongly that I swam towards the light and crawled out onto this very lily pad. My heart was pounding. I was still fearful of the shadows which had intruded on my quiet underworld, yet this new place was so mysterious and beautiful. The sky above was full of twinkling lights and I tasted air for the first time and heard the sounds of my new neighbors. The trees whispered secrets and the flowers nodded in approval. I croaked with joy and it joined the song of the pond choir and I knew I would never be alone ever again. Thadeus hopped and danced and croaked in the moonlight. He had the best of both worlds and new friends to share it with. Lumina flutters her dainty wings in appreciation and marveled at how similar their stories were. Both creatures were born of water and whilst Lumina now also had the gift of flight, Thadeus enjoyed swimming amongst the lily pads as well as hopping upon the bank. As the early morning encroached upon the pond, all the night creatures crept from sight. Thadeus croaked loudly his goodbye and slipped back into the pond. Lumina fluttered her wings and welcomed the first light as it began to push away the night. She was excited for what a new day would bring.